What up though? We out here today with this 2024 Lowrider ST. This bike is in the tobacco fade color that was inspired by music. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this bike makes me want to rock out with my, yeah, probably too soon in the video to say that. Okay, in case you've never seen one of my videos, which if you haven't, you suck. I'm the Ryda. I work at a dealership here locally in Concord, North Carolina, which is Speedway Harley-Davidson. I do the marketing there. Not here to sell you anything, just here to show you some bikes and bring you along with me on this journey of falling in love with bikes like this one right here, because I done fell in love with this bike because it just looks so good. So if you like that type of content, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you comment on the video and engage. Give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs down, do something. Don't just sit there and watch with, you know, with whatever you, hopefully you're not doing that. All right, in case you've been living under a rock, again, this is the Lowrider ST. This bike was the most popular bike upon its release onto the market, and it's still a quite popular machine. A lot of people who had touring motorcycles are actually trading in their touring bikes and jumping on this because it's a lighter option. You can do touring on it and you can do a lot of performance riding. It comes with a 117 motor, which typically used to only come with the CVO, and you're getting 125 foot-pounds of torque out of this baby. The bike only weighs 721 pounds. It's got a 5-gallon tank, so, you know, you can go some places, you can do some things. You got 1.9 cubic feet of storage between this bag and that bag. Yes, there's 2 bags and 1.9 feet of storage between the two. You got ABS and you got traction control. You got everything you need in a motorcycle. You just get out there and ride it. But this one is an icon. It's an enthusiast bike. They didn't make a whole lot of these. It's kind of limited, but it's not numbered. But I haven't seen a lot of them. So if you want something like this, you need to jump on it. The paint on this bike was inspired by like 1960s rock culture or the music culture. I mean, check that out right there. You got the guitar pick right there on the front fender. You can't guitar it, but you got the pick there. It's a picture of it. And then you've also got this vinyl record on here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's actually got ridges. You can feel the ridges if you get close enough to one and you like fondle it a little bit. You can feel them ridges on there. And it's called Tobacco Fade. The color was inspired by the guitars that used to come in Sunburst or Tobacco Fade. And I think it was like a Gibson Les Paul and a Stratocaster. Those guitars typically came in this color, which looks amazing on a motorcycle. I don't know if it looked better on the bike or better on the guitar. Y'all let me know down below. Got that little badging right there, that enthusiast collection. You know, that added some horsepower alone. But because this bike was inspired by music, you know, Speedway Harley-Davidson had to add some sounds to it. They upgraded it and they put the Rockford system in here. Now we're gonna take a listen to it real quick, see how it sounds, but through the camera, it ain't gonna do it justice, but we let you hear it real quick. Let's check it out. So that speaker system runs off Bluetooth. So let's pair it up with my phone real quick. There we go. We are paired up. All right, so we are gonna play a beat I made so that way I don't get demonetized, because I need this video to be monetized. Let's see what she sounds like. Hopefully y'all can hear that. It's got a little bit of bass. It's a nice clean sound too. It's got 5 1/4 woofers as well as some tweeters. Let's try out a different song. Let's see if I got anything else on here we can play. Let me see what else I got in here. Infinit Ryda. There we go. The system sounds really good. Oh, I don't want the battery to die. I need to be able to make it back. That's something that's kind of important there. Overall, I love the look of this bike, and it's a lowrider ST, so you know I love the way it rides a lot more. Let's get on the road. I feel like we should do one more test. Yeah, because I wonder how good you can hear this stereo while riding around. We just gonna ride around in the parking lot, see if we can hear it. Okay. All right, so before I cut it on and do a quick test of what it sounds like while moving, you got your traditional controls on this motorcycle. On your left, you've got the option to cycle through your odometer, which is right here, very minimalistic odometer. You got a horn, you got your high, your low beam, you got your left turn signal, and you got your cruise control. That's right, cruise control, something I don't have on my Dyna. On this side, you have your hazards, which hopefully you don't have to use those. You got your start button, you've got your kill and run, and you got your traction control, and boop, right blinker if you're going that way. All right, so let's crank her up real quick. We are in neutral. You can see the display, very minimalistic. Not sure if it's picking up on camera. Whole bunch of indicators down there. You don't ever want to see those, maybe except for only neutral. All right, turned on. The only thing this bike needs right now is like a phone mount, because you got to control all your audio through your phone. So let's turn it up a little. Okay, I can hear that. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I can hear it. And the song I'm playing is a beat I actually made, so it's not mastered or anything, so it's not loud as it should be. But I can hear it. Let's see. It sounds like it gets louder when I'm actually in motion. Yeah. I can hear it, and I only got it at half volume on an unmastered track, and you're probably hearing wind because I got my shield up. Let's see what it sounds like with my shield down. Yeah, I can hear it with the shield down too. So if it was mastered and I had the volume cut up louder, I don't want to cut it up too loud because a lot of the beats I make have a lot of bass in them. I think it'll be pretty good. All right, let's get to what I'm used to. I'm used to playing my music in my headset. I'm currently rocking a Cena. I don't suggest them at this time in my life. Whenever I have a bad experience with a company, I don't suggest them anymore. I'm sorry. And I've had a bad experience with Cena, so I can't suggest them. Can't suggest Amazon, but who cares about all that? Let's get out here on this motorcycle. All right, y'all saw me do the little ride around as far as slow maneuvers already when I was listening to the music. As you know, the bike maneuvers extremely well. But let's get out here on the road because it is getting toasty and I need to feel some wind. Need to get my knees in the breeze. Man, if y'all, this California love in my helmet right now playing got me feeling some type of way. So
California love.
California is the Zap part, the Zap and Roger part, you know. He and there like California right now. So let's talk about ergonomics while we're sitting here behind this beautiful Toyota Highlander with stickers on the back. I don't like stickers on the back of my car, but some people do. Bumper sticker up, baby. I'm 6 feet tall. I can completely flat foot the bike. I feel like if you're even, let's see, even if you're like quite a bit shorter than me, like 5'8", I feel like you'll still be able to put your feet down on this motorcycle and have your feet flat. Could be wrong because I'm not great at heights. The handlebar placement, it's in a decent spot. I'd like to see it like 2 to 3 inches taller, but that's because I like a little bit taller riser and a little bit taller bar. But where they are right now is in an excellent spot to have a lot of full control over your motorcycle. Got this beautiful fairing right here. The other side of it's beautiful. The inside of it is more like shiny plasticky, but the other side of this is like so beautiful. But it doesn't look bad. You've got a nice finish on there, and you've got that wind protection that you want when you're out here on the road. You're going to get more wind protection out of this fairing than you would out of something like I have on my Dyna, like the Memphis Shade, because it's a little bit bigger.
That's what she said.
And it's probably more aerodynamic, but you're not going to get, let's get over. This baby moves. You're not gonna get as much, no, sorry, Siri jumped in my conversation. I hate when she does that. But you're not gonna get as much wind protection as you would get out of your full-size touring motorcycle, like a Street Glide or a Road Glide. But it is nice to have this mini fairing. You got some bags, so if you want to do some touring, you can do it comfortably without feeling a whole lot of that wind fatigue. And you can do things such as get different height windshields and stuff like that as well. This bike definitely was built for performance. You've got the inverted front forks. You got 125 foot-pounds of torque coming out of here. And it sits up a little taller than your traditional Lowrider S. And you're in kind of a little bit more of a cruiser aggressive position. The one thing I would like to see is a different seat. I wish this bike came with a different seat, because it feels like the seat's kind of low, like I'm in the bike, and it's bringing my knees up higher than I would like them to be. I would like my knees kind of more parallel with the motorcycle instead of going up. So my knees are like that right now. But it's cool, it's cool. I'm good with it, I'm good with it. It is way too quiet for me though. You do hear a little bit of air being pulled in through this high flow breather, but the exhaust note is just way too muted. You got to throw a 2-in-1 pipe on here. That's going to get you a little bit more performance and be a true stage one. You already got the high flow breather. You just need a 2-in-1, and you'd have to throw a tuner on here. Screaming Eagle has a tuner that'll work for a 2-in-1. Or if you don't care about your warranty, none whatsoever, then I would suggest something like a Power Vision 4 or the Fuel Pack 4. You're going to get more out of those tuners with this bike. I never really even care or check to do this. So looking out of the mirrors, I can see right behind me, perfect. I do see a shoulder in this mirror and a shoulder in that mirror, but I can see everything else as well. But I am seeing a little bit of my shoulders. Could be because I'm a little bit of a wide body. Let's do it. All right, there's no one in front of me, so I definitely can do a little bit of an acceleration test here on this street. We're going to be cruising in second gear. We're currently cruising in second gear at an altitude of, I don't know, going 25 miles per hour. And on the count of 3, we're going to roll on and see how this baby accelerates. 1, 2, forget it. Oh, yeah, boy. Woo! Yeah. I mean, the power out of these bikes just, they don't disappoint. You get plenty of power. You're going to lean into it, though, when you roll on, because you don't have a lot of lower lumbar support back there. But as you can see, the bike is extremely nimble, very flickable. You can feel how much lighter this is than your previous generation touring bikes. The new touring bikes, they feel quite light, but the previous generation, you definitely notice a huge difference in the weight from this one to those, and you can even feel a difference from the new touring bikes to this. This bike is just a lot lighter and more nimble than your traditional touring bike, and you can do touring on this. I call this like a mini bagger, a mini touring motorcycle. Out of all the colors that came out this year, this is definitely my favorite color, especially on the Lowrider ST. It just looks so good on this Lowrider ST. It's hard to not, like, the bike just draws your eyes to it whenever you see it. Now, you know you're going to get a good comfortable ride as far as when it comes to imperfections in the road, which almost every road has imperfections now because they're taking the tax money and not fixing the roads. I don't know what they're doing with it, but who cares? You got that soft tail shock, that soft tail mono shock at the rear. You got the inverted front forks up front. So you're going to get a good sporty ride that's going to dampen a lot of those road imperfections. And you do notice it. It does feel good on the road, especially when you rode in today on your Dyna and then you hop on this and you're like, oh my God, this ride's so smooth. But you're riding on Dyna stock shocks, and when you're going down a bumpy road, you're like, you're feeling it, man. I feel it. So who is this bike going to be built for? This bike is built for everyone, literally everyone. Doesn't matter if you're old, young, woman, male. This is an excellent option for everyone because you can do so many different things with this bike. It's so versatile. You can do touring, you can do sporty rides, you can take the bags off and just go show out without your bags. You can do so many different things on this motorcycle. You can go out for date night and throw your girl on the back. If you're tired of your girl, you can hit the throttle and literally throw your girl off the back. It just depends. Like, there's so many different things that you could do with this motorcycle, and it is an excellent option just for a well-rounded, very versatile bike. And in case you haven't seen my previous reviews of the Lowrider ST, I'm very fond of this bike. I love this motorcycle. I love the way it rides. I love the way it looks. I love the newly redesigned FXRT fairing that they threw on here. It just looks good all the way around. The proportions are perfect. I mean, there's nothing bad I can say about this bike except that it needs a different seat on it, and the exhaust sounds like a scooter with some balls. Now, I'd like to know from y'all, how many of you have ridden the Lowrider ST, and how many of you have seen the tobacco fade in person? This is a beautiful paint job. It is probably the most beautiful paint job that Harley-Davidson has released to date. And I mean, from way back in the days to now, this is just gonna be a classic. It's a beautiful machine. If you get your hands on one, I feel like it's definitely gonna hold its value, especially if you have it long term. Like in the future, when everybody pull out on their electric motorcycles and all the electric vehicles that's going to be out there, and you pull out with a nice 2-in-1 pipe, and you hear that rumble, and they see that sexy paint that's on there. I mean, this right here is a panty dropper. Whoa, yeah. I don't really sound like Trey Songz. Sorry about that, y'all. Now, we got to do the 1 to 10 scale on this motorcycle. On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely would I want this bike in my garage? This is probably the first bike this year that's going to get this number. It's a 10. It is a 10. I 100% would love to have one of these in my garage. If Harley-Davidson called me up right now and was like, hey, Ryda, we saw your video. We love it. That is a beautiful machine. Would you like to have one? Yes, I would. Well, I would say that if they offered me any bike. But for this one, definitely, it's the right color, the right style, the right feel, the right ride, and it's got speakers that I probably would never use because I'm so used to Messina. But they're there in case I park and want to turn up some music and get some twerking going on. You never know. I might want to twerk next to my bike. But if you want to see this bike in person and you just want to drool and slobber over it or buy it or whatever, swing by Speedway Harley-Davidson. It will be on the showroom floor here in a second. Probably not in a second from when you watch this video, because I'm filming this video like 4 times before it comes out. So hopefully it's still on the floor. Go on their website and check it out. If it says we have one of these, then yeah, it's on the floor. And swing by and check it out. I mean, it's a good looking bike that you have to see in person. I'm not gonna lie, the video doesn't do the speakers justice. The video doesn't do the look of this bike justice. Nothing on camera is doing this bike justice. When you see it in person, it's a totally different story, and I feel like you've got to see it in person. I'm gonna pull it right here because I've got to film one more thing real quick before I pull it back into the showroom. I forgot to film something, and that happens from time to time. But look at that, baby. I mean, the sun is hitting it perfect right now. That's a beautiful bike. But if you ain't done so already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like this video, comment down below, and yeah, do all those good things. I'll see y'all in the next one. I like that bike a lot though.